getting my lights situated while I wait for y'all to come in. Let's see. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Let's see. I'm just trying to get you all set up here so we can see each other. There, we are in. So thank you to one of my friends and spirit coach, Laureen Malley. I am drinking tea out of her mug. This is her company. This is Namaste Caffeinated. And I'm trying to like figure out if I'm saying it right. Namaste. I don't know. Anyways, hi Christine. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about is intuition. I want to give you a class. This is going to be one part of the course that I've actually, it's an 8-week course that I've put together, and it is based on angels, intuition, authenticity, and confidence. It is a very kick-ass program. You're not going to want to miss it. And this is a piece of it. So I thought, hi Lupe. So I thought that I would come in tonight and we would talk a little bit about intuition and give you basics. That way you can start working on your intuition. You can start becoming knowledgeable about the situation, like about it. And so that we can get you started, even if you haven't started taking the course. Obviously, I haven't even launched it yet, so nobody started taking the course. But I just want to give you guys like a little bit. Hey, Sass, how are you? I want to give everybody a little bit of a heads up as to exactly what intuition is. And yeah, so this would be... So it says my phone's going to die. So in a few minutes, if I have to turn it so I can charge it, bear with me. So that's what we have going on tonight. I am drinking a cup of nice hot tea out of my friend, like I said, Laureen's mug, Laureen Malley. This is her brand, so I'm really happy about that. I want to tell you guys that I have, does anybody here wear LuLaRoe? I have their leggings on tonight. And it is so fucking comfy. I can't even get over it. It's amazing. Another really exciting thing about today, and then I'm going to get into it, but I'm kind of waiting for everybody to come on, is I got my book. Gabby B, if you don't know, she's like my idol. And I got her book, The Universe Has Your Back. So I'm really fucking excited about it. Like, totally pumped. So that is what I have that's new. And I'm really excited about all of that. What I want you to do is I want to know it, well, I'm going to tell you all about this. So you came on here and we start and I'm going to talk to you. Hi, Lisa, about, your intuition. Okay. And so what is your intuition, right? Okay. So in my mind, I have some notes written down just to keep my ass organized. Hi, Cheryl. So intuition, okay, is basically your sixth sense, but it actually should be your first sense. Does that make sense? Hi, Doreen. It really should be your first sense. And your intuition, you're born with it. Every single person has, everybody, we all have our own intuition. We all have it, okay? And, and the best way for me to be able to describe it to you is your intuition is, that, I'm going to give you some different examples. Let me know if you've ever felt it. If you've ever felt this. Have you ever just known something? You just knew it, right? Like you just, maybe the phone was ringing and you knew who was calling. You don't know how. You just knew. You're like, yeah, I know it's my mom calling. I know it's my sister. I know it's my husband. I know it's my brother. I know who it is calling, right? And that's your intuition. Or you just knew you had to put in for this job. You didn't know why. You just knew you had to put in for this job. It was like calling your name, right? Or, you had to reach out to this person. Or you just know things, right? Or how about, have you ever had a dream that came to fruition? like that's something that I do a lot is I have dreams. And then for an example, I had a dream that my nephew drowned. And I always have dreams about bad things. So I had a dream that my nephew drowned. Well, a month later, I was in the pool with him. I was in the pool. He was 3 years old. He jumped in without a life jacket, and I had to swim all the way to I was on the deep end. I had to swim all the way to the shallow end and get his ass out of there because he was drowning. I had another dream, for an example. I had a dream that hi Ian, I had a dream that my uncle had, suffered, a stroke, and, then he did. So that's your intuition. Okay. So here's the thing about intuition. Okay. Is that, here's the thing is that we all have intuition, okay? And it's just the knowing. Like I'm gonna go right into it. I'm gonna break it into you. There's 4 different kinds, there's 4 different types. So we're gonna figure out like what kind of intuitive you are tonight. We're gonna dive into that. Like I'm not just skimping on this tonight. This is a really good class. This is actually straight out of my 8-week course. I haven't even named it yet. But it's got to do with angels, intuition, confidence, and authenticity, and intuitive confidence. Okay. So this is straight out of my course. But here's the thing. Okay. Is that you have been taught, all of us, a lot of us have been taught that, like, that sixth sense, that urge that we feel, we get taught that it's wrong, right? We get taught that it's wrong. Like, no, you're wrong. That can't be right because it doesn't make sense. How many here have been told that? Raise your hand, give me an emoji, give me a heart, give me something. Let me know if you're vibing with me. Are we on the same wavelength right now? Are we vibing? Let me know. I want to know, have you ever been like, no, mom, no. Like, I'm going to give you an example about my intuition. When I was a child, I knew that when we left for vacation, that my black lab was not going to be at my house and was going to be dead when we got back. I knew it. I knew something really bad was going to happen to my black lab. I cried and cried and cried. I was 8 years old, and I told my mother, I said, Mom, I'm freaking out, and I did not want to leave my black lab. Well, we ended up going on vacation, okay? Because I just knew, okay? We ended up going on vacation. My lab ended up getting hit by a car and killed while we were on vacation. But that was my intuition, right? But here's the thing. Unknowingly, my mom wasn't doing it to be mean. Hi, Gary. My mom wasn't doing it to be mean or be a bitch. She just didn't believe it. She was like, Autumn, come on. That doesn't even make sense, right? It doesn't even make sense. And so what happens is we get told this throughout our lives. We get told, how could you possibly know who called? That was a coincidence. Ever hear that? Oh, that's a coincidence. This happening is a coincidence. Who gets told that on the daily? Hi, Lavender. Who gets told that, right? Like it's a coincidence that, so what happens is you start not believing in yourself, right? You just simply stop trusting. You stop trusting that sense. Like if you, for an example, okay, it's your sixth sense. I want you to start thinking of your intuition like your sixth sense, right? And how about this? I'm going to give you an example, right? When you smelled muffins and it smelled this way to you, right? Like you smelled apple muffins, okay? And to you, it smelled a certain way, okay? But every time you smelled those and you explained that to your mom, what it smelled like, the apple cinnamon muffins when they were baking, and you explained it to her, and she told you enough times that that's wrong, they actually smell like blueberries or it smells like bubble gum, you would stop trusting yourself because you're like, well, okay, maybe she's right because she's your mom, right? She's your mom and you're younger, you're impressionable. I want you to go back, okay? And you believe them, right? So what happens? You just start not trusting your nose and you just start believing what mom says, right? Well, it's the same thing with your intuition. You're going to stop trusting yourself on the shit that you know, and you're going to just start being like, oh, you're right. I mean, she was right. It's a coincidence, okay? Hi, Lavender. It's a coincidence, okay? It's just, it's just so funny. It just happened, or it's not true, right? Hi, Marianne. You know, it's not true. And and that's where we get fucked up. And I'm going to tell you, this is the start of a really bad thing for us, okay? And this is where, you know, working on your intuition muscle, leaning on your angels, working on your belief and yourself, and working this intuition muscle is going to come into play. Did you know your intuition is like single-handedly one of the best tools that you have, hands down? Do you know that nobody and nothing knows what's good for you like you know? Do you know that? Do you know, hey Jacqueline, what up girl? Do you know that though? Like seriously? Do you understand that? Like, do you understand that even doctors and all of these people, nobody has the answers for you like you do? Isn't that scary? Like, it's true, okay? And that's where we get into, you know, being connected to ourselves. This is where we get into why we need to meditate, why we need to use muscle testing, why we need to journal, you know, why we need to flex these muscles. And these are all how we flex these muscles so that we can learn and begin to trust ourselves, okay? Because nobody knows better than you about you. And I'm not even just saying, you know, consciously. I'm saying subconsciously. I'm saying your body knows what it needs, okay? More than you do. That, you know, that's your intuition. Your intuition knows what your body needs. Like, have you ever heard of intuitive eating, right? People who do intuitive eating, they eat what their body's telling them that they want, right? So that's your intuition. See what I'm saying? It is the best thing that you could do. It's how you run a business. If you want to run a successful business, you need to do it. You need to do it smartly, right? But it needs to be balanced. It can't be all up here. It just can't be. You know, there was an interview conducted with over 100 of the top CEOs in all across the world. And do you know that all of them said that what got them to the top was following their gut? That's your intuition, okay? They followed their guts. They followed their gut feelings, and that's what got them to the top, okay? So, you know, like, for an example, you know, like when you're at the end of the road and, you know, you really think you need to go right, but something tells you to go left, and you go left, and you find out if you would have went right, you would have been into a crash, you would have come across all of these things. That's your intuition, okay? So what I want you to take away from this is that's what your intuition is. It's that knowing. It's, you know, it's knowing, dreaming, feeling, seeing. It's all of these things that you can't exactly explain. Like when I know things, like when I'm talking to people, words will come in, words will just pop into my mind. Things will pop into my mind. I can really feel what they're feeling. That's part of being empathic. But words really pop into their mind. Sometimes I can see things. That's because that's my intuition, right? Like I know what I need to say. Maybe you're this type, but like a lot of times I know what somebody's saying before they even finish it, and you do too. I mean, a lot of times you do too. I just trust it. And so that's the difference, okay? And so what I want you to know is, you know, if you're sitting here going, well, Autumn, that's nice, but I've never had any of those experiences, and I'm really not that intuitive. It's actually wrong. Hi, Lisa, you actually are intuitive, and you have intuition. And here's the thing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm psychic, okay? Because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been flexing those muscles. I'm just in a mentorship. But being psychic and having your intuition are two completely different things, okay? Your intuition, we are all born with. We're all born with, okay? And so, and that is something that we oftentimes lose, okay, due to outside, like the society norms, you know, outside influences that are influencing us and telling us, you know, what we should be, what we shouldn't be, like what we should be thinking. You know, and so we really need to be thinking about why we're not trusting it. Okay. So while you're sitting here listening to me, I want you to pay close attention to what are the thoughts going on in your head right now. This is important. If you're sitting here going, this woman's fucking full of shit and, you know, all of this shit, well, then you're not intuitive. You're letting your ego take over and you're in fear. Point blank. I'm calling you out. If you're sitting here saying, well, that's nice, but geez, I mean, I don't really know if I'm intuitive because, you know, I don't really remember the last time I felt anything or, you know, I really knew anything or I ever saw, like I don't ever see things. I don't have dreams about shit. You have to go back to like square one. Like go back, okay? And you can start from the minute right now. You can start from this minute. And I want you to just pay attention to your feelings. Pay attention to those. Pay attention to those tugs, to tugs at your gut, okay? The tugs at your heart, the things that you really kind of want to do, right? Or the things you really want to say. That's your intuition, okay? Trust it. Go with it. You really want to go left. You really want to go out and go for a walk. You do doubt yourself a lot. Yes, you do. Okay, we all do. And here's the thing, Cheryl, you're actually more talented than you even know you are. But you don't trust yourself. And this is the thing. And this is why, honestly, this is why I'm launching this course. This course is all about fucking confidence. Because if you want to do anything in the world, great. And Cheryl, you really have a lot to offer and you don't even know it. And if you want to do any of this, if this is anybody, Christine, you're the same way. Christine, you've got a fuck ton to offer, but you doubt yourself, you second guess yourself, and you think that nobody wants to listen. But that's false, okay? And here, I know this because I can feel it. I can totally feel, I can feel it from you guys. I can feel it. And here's the thing is when you work on your intuitive confidence, there's nobody that's going to be able to touch you, because what you need to understand is when you trust yourself, okay, when you trust yourself, you are a threat to like everybody, because who the fuck can handle you? Nobody can handle your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You're not looking for outside approval. You're not looking for compliments. You're not looking, to be, for confirmation over here and over here and over here. You're all in here. Okay, you're looking, above here, okay, because we're going to work with our angels. In this course, we're going to work with our angels and everything like that, to help guide us and help give us confirmation. But you're not outside looking for it. You're not leaning so much on other people. You're going to be taking your power and putting it, you're going to be in full alignment. Like I'm doing this because your chakras will be in alignment. You'll be fully aligned. Do you understand? Like, here's the thing is, I know for me is when I don't trust myself and I don't trust my intuition, I feel really bad. Don't you guys? I feel really bad because I feel scared. I'm stuck in fear when I'm not trusting my intuition and I'm not trusting myself, and because I'm not trusting who I am authentically. I'm not trusting myself at soul level. Okay. It's really, really this out. Okay. Lupe, I've scared myself with my intuition. I'm like, shit, I knew that. Okay. So why are you need to figure out, why would you scare yourself with your intuition?